Welcome to Fitch Painting Repairs Garage. Today's project, going to give you a little update on where we're at with these two Triumph bikes. Right now, as you can see, I've got the 67 up on the lift. We took it to Daytona and rode it down on Main Street. All you saw that video, I had a for sale sign on it, but she's not officially listed yet. Look for the bikes to be officially listed first part of November. I probably will be listing them for sale with information here on the YouTube page, and look for the official listing on Cycle Trader. So they'll be both put up there. And right now, why the 67's up on the lift, we got a little bit of an issue with the fuel tank. Got a bit of a leak on the left side petcock area, and so we pulled it down and we're doing some work on that. And we're contemplating on getting some paint work put on the bike. So are we going to tear it apart and paint it, or are we just going to prime the tank and stick it back on? So we're at that point. And if you notice here, also got a different set of exhaust on the bike right now. Have not started it with these exhaust on here. It's a set of true duals. They're both the same length. Actually, left side's a little bit longer than the right side. We're going to have to trim it so that they're both the same length. And I'm going to build some brackets that go up here like what we have on the 63. They're like a little L, and they attach here, come back, and then they attach to that tab. Stabilizes them so that they're not coming loose, or you don't break these spigots off like is normal. You know, they're just threaded in. And these clamps go on. Right now I just got these exhaust clamps. I got to get a set of original style Triumph, you know, the ones with the fins on them. I've got a set, but one of them cracked and broke. So we just got these on there for now so we can run the bike. So we're thinking about primer in it, just so it's a solid color. It's a corrosion prevention issue. Just looking at the corrosion, myself being a corrosion specialist, it's driving me nuts. So we're probably going to do some rudimentary sanding and prep and get some primer on it just for corrosion prevention, and the bike will look a little better too. So 63 sitting over here waiting. She's running pretty good. We're still working on getting ready to dial in them carburetors. Really haven't ridden it a whole lot since the last time I took it out. I changed the condensers on it, and the bike's still running the same, so I believe she might be extremely advanced on the timing, so we're going to have to dig into that and figure out what's going on with the timing. We might just need to bump back the timing, retard it just slightly, and we'll see. But this one here, I believe, might be a punched out motor. It runs like it is. It's very temperamental in the way it runs in regards to wanting to run at wide open throttle. That's where the sweet spot is on this particular machine. It's a wide open throttle, and unfortunately right now the way the carburetors are set up, she doesn't want to perform properly, so she's starving for fuel. So, you know, above 3,500 RPMs, somewhere in that 4,000 to 8,000 RPM range is the power band on this bike. Let's say 3,500 to 7,500 is the power band. And she really comes alive when you get her up above about 3,500 RPMs. So this bike is in a primer condition. This tank here is going to remain on it for now because the other fiberglass tank was just ate up with cancer. So we're going to leave that off for now. We might do some poly work with it and sand and put some paint on it, sometime this winter, just to see if this bike does not sell before then. That Sportster tank or one like it might end up back on the bike. I just like the look of that particular tank on this bike. So, and if I can't get the fuel issue on this one, as you can see, we've got a little bit of glazing issue because once we sanded this one down, we did find some dings and some weld issues on it. It's not the best of quality, but it's an original from the period. The frame on the bike was a 76. I'm assuming somewhere around that time frame is when this coffin tank was built. Sanding down through the layers, it only had some rattle can on it, and then after that it had just primer underneath. Had the brown primer, layers of that, and then some gray, and then it looks like somebody had done some Bondo repair from a dent that had happened. But most of this is manufacturing marks, grind, and it just wasn't really done that well. So we're gonna have to, we're gonna block sand this down, take a look at it, shoot some primer on it, and then we're just gonna leave it, and we're gonna put it on the bike, and we're gonna fill her up with fuel and see if it leaks. If she leaks, then we're gonna go another route and see. I do have other tanks that I might try to mount on there, but the steep angle of this backbone, I don't know. I'll have to come up with a mount system. Maybe what I'll do is I'll block it up on the ass end like I did on the 63 to help with spillage coming out the fill tank. Just put a spacer in and block the tank up so it's a little more straight, and that'll help. I've got that brown tank that I had on this one for a while, and so we might end up putting that on there if we can't get the coffin tank sorted out. But it is what it is. They're Triumphs, they're vintage, they're going to take some work to ride and maintain. If you take them out regularly, and ride them, stuff rattles loose. If you leave them sit, stuff, electronics go bad. So you got to find that sweet spot, use it, work on it, and then maintaining them. But like I said, early November, look for the listing. I will announce it here on the page when they go up, what I'm looking for. Now that we got some good weather, I'll get them out, get some really good pictures of them, and and then we'll get them up on Cycle Trader, and we'll have values on the bike. Anybody been following knows where I'm shooting for on the value, and I'm going to stick to that value. I'm not going to negotiate. So if they don't sell, they'll sit here until they do. I'll enjoy them, I'll ride them, and like I've always said, the longer I have them, the more I'll do to them, the more they're worth. Plain and simple. All right.